Hey, welcome back to another episode of Instant Ramen Podcast. I'm your host, Juan. As always, my co-host is here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hey!
How you doing?
Good, man. Had a long week, and it's finally over.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty excited about that. It's going to be good times from now on. We rented out all of our apartments. Everybody's moved in. There's no vacancies. 180 apartments all taken care of.
How many new people?
Over 300.
No shit.
Yeah, we've been giving out parking passes just this last week.
Mm-hmm.
And we're already on, 325.
That's nuts, man.
It's fucking crazy.
Well, I mean, you were bragging about having a job, so I was like, I'm going to get one of those job things, too.
Yeah, man, you did the job thing.
Mm-hmm. I got a job working as a PA for a week, just for a week. I was covering someone's shift. Out by Paradise filming a flip show.
Yeah, man. Flipping Paradise.
Yeah, it was a good experience. I learned a lot. It really sucks being everybody's like bitch. Because, they say, hey, can you do this? Or can you get this? Or can you do that? They don't, when they say, can you? It's more like, do it.
Yeah, of course.
And the worst part is, like, say, like, 3 people say they do something, you have to be like, okay, which is most important? And they all think their shit's the most important.
Yeah.
Like, someone's just like, you gotta take a picture of this, but the camera guy needs a battery, but they also need to sign a release form over here. Like, well, what do you want? Like, what do you want from me? Like, they're tearing you left and right. But you know what? It was super dope. I get to put it in the resume. I get paid, which is nice. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Hell yeah.
So, done with that. Today I also worked a taco truck. Super tired, all sweaty and gross. Actually, you know what? I found out you can, like, sign on to Xfinity, like, while you're not home, and get the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you can do that.
Dude, I've been watching Lupin all day. At home. Yeah, at the fucking taco truck. People are like, hey, can I? I'm like, hey, hold on. They're gonna say something real quick. And pause. And then I take people's order.
Nice.
So, yeah, I have my priorities straight. It goes anime, then work.
Straight up, man. Mine is usually anime and work, just like holding hands.
Oh, yeah, they hang out.
Yeah, they chill. I do my anime at work, but when a customer comes in, I'm just like, hello, sir, how would you like your house today?
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
No.
Okay. I didn't think you could.
No. I just, I'm looking up anime news and shit. I'm like, this is great shit. They're like, why are you cackling like that? They're like, nothing.
All right, man. Let's just do this shit, yeah?
I'm fucking so down. What have you been watching this week? What kind of animes?
Okay, so I'm still catching up on stuff that's like on TV right now. I mean, that's currently airing. So I've watched some more of what's it called? Classroom of the Elite. I'm still really liking it. I have not gone to like Circle Guru, which I really want to do.
Sure. But
fucking Welcome to Ballroom still really dope. I love the way it looks. Let's see what else is good. Boruto, what's it called? The new arc is amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't think I watched the new My Hero. If there was one, was there one?
You know what? I haven't been keeping up, but there was.
Okay, because I had anime night a little earlier, so the new episode hadn't aired.
Sure.
But we did watch that, that episode where it's all new to TV. I liked it. It was fun. Yeah. And then just been watching a bunch of stuff for this week's episode. And I feel like every now and then I also watch a new show. I started watching Jericho on Netflix.
Oh yeah, how do you like that? Because I've been really curious.
I love that show. I've seen it before. I watch it every few years.
It's made by the writer of Perks of Being a Wallflower, like
really?
The actual book. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I like that book too. It's a good book.
Yeah, I really like that book. It was one of my favorites. Like in high school, growing up, that was like the book that really spoke to me, I guess.
I feel like I like the book that really spoke to me growing up was it's kind of a funny story. I don't know if you ever heard it.
Yeah.
Like that one. That was pretty dope. What was I saying? Yeah, Jericho it's definitely of the time. Like, you can feel like, it's like, oh, this is like television for sure. And
yeah.
Sierra was watching some of it with me, and she was like shitting on how bad their acting was. And I was like, you can leave. You can get out of this house right now, because this is my fucking shit. So, yeah, I mean, it's probably, I mean, I wouldn't watch it if I were you. Yeah. I also started watching this thing called Between. Is it Between? It's the show with the chick, Jenny McCurdy, who she was like the blonde girl on iCarly.
Yeah, we all know Jenny McCurdy.
That show sucks.
Between does?
Yeah, Between does. And I've been watching that. It's garbage. Oh, and I started listening to the Steven Universe podcast. Yeah. Which is fucking amazing. Oh,
I've been really wanting to listen to it. They have 5 episodes out now.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to get into that. I've just been the worst.
Yeah.
So I haven't.
Well, are you still listening to it on?
I am, and it's very good. And we just got to the point where like all the boys are telling each other stories about like these strange encounters that they've had. And one of them had one where it was it was being this hobo that this kid had seen before that was saying like, hey, I'll suck your dick for 25 cents. And he's like, no. And he's like, I'll do it for 10 cents.
Like, what a bargain.
Yeah, he's like, I'll do it for free. And it was like really scary and whatnot. Starts like unzipping his pants and it was like super creepy.
Yeah.
And then apparently it was doing that, but he had like goopy, gross maggot hands and was like smashing through these floorboards and stuff. And he was just like crying, telling the kids the story. I'm like, dude, I could not imagine telling my friends like there was a creepy old man that turned into maggots yelling that he was gonna suck my dick. Like, what a fucking crazy thing.
No, that's real friendship. Like, those are the bonds of friendship. The day you feel comfortable telling me when that happens to you, like when that's when we've peaked.
I did that to say. Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, be careful. They might use this in court. Yeah. So I've been doing that. Yeah, I mean, school's starting up on Monday.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of looking forward to it, kind of not.
Sure.
But I mean, because they just cuts into my anime time.
Dude, I know, and it sucks. Like you have to do art, and art's for losers.
Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to survive. What about you? You been watching shit?
No, I'm pretty excited for you to do all these art classes and stuff, though. But,
yeah, me too. I'm fucking so sick of doing general ed bullshit.
Yeah, like no, I want to see what you build. Like I know that you're happy just going into any form of animation. Yeah. Like you're cool with all that. But you're going to have a lot of personal projects along the way.
Absolutely,
to get to that point. I'm excited to see what we've got going on in the future.
I don't know if I told you this. I'm not this super huge fan of my voice. I don't know if a lot of most people are.
Most people hate it. That's why we only have like one listener.
No. Sorry. Sierra. No, I'm saying, like when you hear yourself on like a video recording or something.
Yeah.
Like, God, it sounds
it really fucks with me. But like we listen to our podcast every week.
Yeah. So it's just like, I know, but I still hate the way it sounds.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It just,
dude, try talking like you're me.
Hi, I'm Trip. I'm super cool. And
you sound exactly the same.
Nailed it.
Yeah, fucking great, dude.
No, so that being said, so if I ever do voiceover stuff, I'm just gonna get you to do it because I like your voice.
Yeah. No, dude, I'll totally do it.
Yeah.
If you want me, I could do that. If you want the bully from the Chalk Zone, I can do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. I've never done that.
No. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Get back here,
you can also do...
I used to do it better,
you do Goofy singing.
No, I'm not good at Goofy. I haven't practiced Goofy in a long time.
Well, okay, no, what's one that'll... Oh, do the old guy. I like the old guy.
The old Japanese man.
Yeah. That's good. Hey, do Sexy Trick. Good.
Hello! Wowie, look at you!
It's the sexiest thing I ever heard.
Sexiest, yeah. I had it's super loud, so I don't want to do it. It'll like peak the mic. But I'm really good at doing like an army general guy.
Okay, yeah.
People.
All right.
Because I go like way down into my voice and it's like, but like when I talk, it doesn't sound like a monster. It sounds like a really
grown
aggressive,
man. Yeah.
And it's pretty rad. It's fun to do that one, but it's like so booming. I don't do it. Yeah. Anyways, I got those characters for you. If you want to do anything else, I could do Ladybugs. I could do Gremlins. I could do Beastie Boys. I could do all of them individually and together.
We got Old Japanese Man. We got Sexy Trip, Regular Trip, and Army Man.
Yeah.
That story writes itself.
You got it right there. It's going to be sad as fuck.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that new cancer anime. Super bummer.
And we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
So this week I watched Made in Abyss. Still getting good. I'm so down with it.
I keep forgetting to text me. Will you text me next time you're watching Made in Abyss? Be like, hey, I'm watching Made in Abyss. You should watch it too because I forget. Because it's
what's your next anime night?
I don't know. The thing is, I don't watch that with Sierra.
Okay, yeah, sure.
She doesn't deserve the goodness that is Made in Abyss.
Dude, I mean, there's a whole thing, like, they've been through a lot of shit, and the girl threw up on herself at one point, and, like, they cleaned it up, but then a couple episodes later, they're like, get a change of clothes, you smell like puke. Like,
ew, she can't,
because, like, she doesn't have any other clothes, you know? And it was like, oh, fuck, that's gnarly. And, like, yeah, I don't know. They just have really good consistency. It's
still
dark world. Yeah, I mean, I don't know specifically what's going on with this new scene, but we have some fucked up experiments, it looks like, which is a whole different element. So I'm enjoying that. Princess Principal has been nothing but fantastic. Keeps getting better every episode. I'm having such a good time with it. It's fucking cool. I love it. And this last episode, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it since we got more background on the like leader teacher chick.
Yeah.
Right? So she has to go on this special mission, and she brings along another girl because she feels like I guess needs a little bit more experience, but could also kind of relate to the situation that was going on because it involved her dad, and like both of them have dad things going on, and it was like this big long story.
You know, I love dad issues. Like that's my stuff.
It got really fucked up. Like at first, I was like, I don't really think I like this episode, and by the end of it, I was like, I don't know if it was my favorite episode, but it might be my favorite episode. Like, it was really good. The show just keeps getting better. Highly recommend Princess Principal. And I unfortunately haven't been watching much else other than like the things that we're going to be talking about.
So those are like your go-to though. You never.
Those are my go-to. I fucking love those. Yeah. And you know, I've been waiting up for Leander to watch My Hero, but she is about to go back to school and she works. And
you're never going to see her.
Yeah, pretty much never. So tomorrow she's showing up to work 30 minutes later than normal, and then she's leaving 15 minutes earlier because she has fucking class, dude. Like, we're never gonna be able to chill again.
Well, we should try, because like I still want to play Pathfinder, so
we're only gonna chill on Pathfinder nights, which means no anime nights.
Fuck you. I was like, I thought you were saying like as a general rule, like no one gets anime. I was like, how dare you say I don't get.
I have an anime podcast with my really good friend Juan.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this or not, but like I need to watch anime.
Yeah, I was just like, how dare you say I can't have anime night anymore just because you can't have it anymore? That's fucking fucked up.
I just can't have it with Leandra. I could have my own anime nights.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got Kyle over last night, and he was like, hey man, what's up? I'm like, yo, I'm heading home. You want to watch like a bunch of shit? And he's like, yeah, I'm down. So then we just hung out and we watched like 30 episodes of Steven Universe.
That's a good time. I love Steven Universe.
Yeah, it was like 1:30, and I was like, hey, I need to wake up early tomorrow for work, so
can you leave? Yeah.
But I was having such a good time. I love it.
I got the new lanyard, like, you know, my Steven Universe lanyard. I don't know where I was. I think I was hanging out with my friends like from high school and stuff, and one of them like grabs my lanyard and he goes like, you really like Steven Universe that much? It's like, yeah, fuck off. Like,
it's amazing.
It's my favorite show ever.
I understand people not liking it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because it's a slow burn. When I first started watching it, I was like, this is my guilty pleasure.
Oh, yeah, me too. I was like, yeah, I don't tell anybody about this.
Right, no, because people were like freaking out. They're like, this show's the fucking best. I'm like, I'll check it out. It's like, sure, I'll keep watching it. It's a guilty pleasure, whatever. I'll watch it when it's like nighttime, get a couple episodes in, eat some In-N-Out. It'll be a good night. And then it hit a certain point, and I'm just like eating my burger, crying, like, rose quartz is so beautiful.
No, I was, Kyle was saying that he's at that point where he's starting to like it a lot. And
yeah, that's what I was saying.
But he was saying also that, like, it's slow, and it is kind of slow. Like, when I was telling you, when I first started watching the show, a lot of my thoughts were, this show doesn't really go anywhere, and that's fine. I just watch it because it makes me feel, like, warm inside. Yeah. And then out of nowhere, I was like, oh my god, like, they start piecing things, like, there's plots here, there's stories here, there's character development, and it was like, this shit's going somewhere. And after I got teased with that, like a little bit of that, whenever we go back to like kind of a nothing stuff for a few episodes, I'd be like,
there's like, this show fucking sucks, bring back the good shit.
I'd be so mad. I was like, god fucking damn it, I'm gonna kill somebody. Especially when like they do shit like I remember like the name for the one was like Hitting the Diamond or whatever, and I was just I was like, oh my god, the diamonds are showing up, and they play baseball, and I'm like, oh my fuck. I was like,
I know, I was pretty upset.
I was but I was like, I guess it's kind of, you know, tongue in cheek, because it's like, it's a play on like, you know, the name, and it's also like an homage to all those anime, you know,
the spin-off episodes
where they play baseball. But then the very end, the Ruby show up, and it's like, no, that was the
whole plot. Was
with Ruby, it was like, I was like, man, I was just like, okay, all right, I guess.
But so one thing that they do in that episode is they're like having the little like, these are the different players, and they do like a little picture of their names, and then Lapis Lazuli is Bob, right? And the first time they see Lapis, and she's like going back home, she's just like, thank you, Steven. She's like, and then Steven's just like, no problem, Bob, and she's like, it's Lapis.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That's
where it comes from. That's why they bring her back. And I thought it was fucking great. Like, actually, like going back and watching all.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
knowing about it, it's great.
Like after watching like having like some plot intensive stuff, and like going to like,
completely.
We're just playing baseball here. It's like,
makes me so mad. Like, dude, that Ronaldo episode pretty recently, like, I don't want to spoil what it's about because it's recent, but they teased fucking hard online. They were like, we're getting some big shit. Yeah. Everybody check it out.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That was a real kick in the crotch. I was like, god damn you, Rebecca Sugar.
I was like,
I love you so much, but I hate you.
fucking Ronaldo. Because Ronaldo, he has this whole thing with Lars. We just watched that episode last night where they, used to be friends in the club. And it was, like, really sweet, and it was emotional, and that was
sad,
good.
yeah.
But then we have other episodes where Ronaldo's like, oh, shit's so weird around here. And it's like, nah, it's just the Gems and I would do weird shit. And like, it's just us.
He's kind of like the worst.
Yeah. And it's like, fuck you, man. I don't want another episode about you.
Yeah, give me some more Lars, dog.
Dude, now I'm down with Lars. But like at the time, earlier on,
fuck that guy.
Fuck Lars.
Yeah. All right, homie. I feel like we would have saved that for some other time.
Right, so, yeah, probably. But yeah, dude, anime is fucking dope. All kinds of good anime is going to happen soon here. I'm so excited. I like, every time that I start talking about anime, I'm like, this shit's so fucking good. I got in a conversation with my coworker earlier today. We were talking about just different movies and shows and whatnot. And then we were talking about, because like he knows I have an anime podcast, and we were talking about how he hasn't seen any like mainstream movies lately, and he only watches like more indie movies and whatnot because he hates how everyone has these super strong opinions about things, and he just watches indie movies and he has a good time with whatever he watches. And yeah, they could just do whatever they want. And then he's talking about foreign movies, like how Old Boy had so much like that they could do, and then as soon as we got the American version of it, it just wasn't as good and all that. And then I'm like, yeah, that's one of the things that I like about anime is that it's so different than anything that we have in the United States. Mm-hmm. It's just a completely different thing, and it's cool to have that different source material that you could just go to and enjoy, and they might adapt it to something American, but it's it's great having what we've got.
Yeah, it's super awesome because like essentially the idea of anime, it's they're cartoons,
it's cartoons,
and like if you compare that to like what our cartoons to their cartoons, like they have kiddie cartoons like we have, like they have all the stuff, but they also have other stuff that's super serious, super playful. Like they have so many genres of anime.
Yeah, and I mean, we've talked about this before in our Castlevania episode. Pretty much American cartoons are comedy. Yeah. And then sometimes it's comedy with a bit of, like, seriousness. Like, we have Rick and Morty, and we have BoJack Horseman.
Sometimes, like, they're action ones, and those are just there to sell action figures or, like, toys and stuff. For the most part, they're there to entertain kids and make them laugh.
Yeah. We don't have much adult, like, animation. And that's why Castlevania was so cool to get, because it was more adult. Well, it just completely was adult.
Yeah, there weren't, like, I don't think there were any real jokes. Like, sometimes you can, like...
There were, like, a couple of jokes,
but sometimes, like, you can tell, like, they're really, like, they're really, like, fucking... They're really... Like, this is a joke. We know it's a joke. Here it is. Yeah. There was, like, things I laughed at in Castlevania, like, when he got kicked in the balls or whatever. I was like, ha! He got hit in the balls, like, classic or whatever. But it wasn't like they were trying hard to make us laugh.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. It wasn't just like, this is absurd for the sake of being absurd, which is what most adult animation does. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm really happy that we have, so much access to anime, which has these more adult themes, and it's kind of for a more open audience.
Bro, you're preaching to the choir, dog. I agree.
Dog,
your fucking coworker needs to get on his shit.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck indie films, fuck foreign films, anime till death.
Dog, yeah, anime to death.
I was one of my coworkers actually was talking. He was reading The Murder on the Orient Express. Right? Because he wants to watch the old movie and then watch the new movie. And I was like, cool. And I haven't seen any of it or read any of it, so I was like, you know what? I didn't want to read the book. I was like, oh, I'll watch the old movie. He goes like, well, he's like, okay, well, I'm going to read the book. I was like, okay, well, we'll see, who finishes first. I'll see tomorrow as a spoiler for him. And so I had all the intentions in the world to go home, watch and come back and spoil it for him. I came back the next day, and I was just like, I didn't watch it. And he was like, hey, you watched the movie? I was like, no, did you finish your book? He was like, yeah. I was like, why didn't you watch the movie? I was like, I watched anime instead. I was like,
yeah, dude. I mean, you gotta watch anime. You gotta watch anime.
I was like, sorry, man. Really important shit came up. He's like, okay, I understand. All right, man. Let's get into this week's news.
I'm so down with that. So check it out. News. No Game, No Life 0 is going to release in theaters October 5th, subbed, and then October 8th, dubbed. And that's in the United States. So...
This is so no one cares about this.
Everyone cares about this, especially just me and Leandra. I'm really excited. That's pretty soon.
We should watch that.
It's cool that they're releasing it subbed and dubbed. I wasn't expecting a dubbed version of it, honestly.
What are you gonna watch?
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool.
The same thing as your name. Yeah. Like, we just watched whatever I could.
Did we watch it subbed?
We watched it in English.
Did we?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, and they were
I cannot remember that.
Your name. And I was like, that was an anime way to say your name. Instead of like saying it like in Japanese where there's normal people talking. It's just like, we're in a movie.
But wasn't your name also the options of sub and dub were up there?
Yes.
But we got dubbed?
Yeah, we got dubbed, but it's okay. It was good. I really enjoyed it.
Are you talking funny on purpose?
I'm talking like how they talk in anime, when they dub anime.
I don't like this.
You don't like it?
I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, that's because when they dub anime, it doesn't feel natural, but like they do have conversations like this.
Can you stop?
No.
Oh, God.
I'm stuck. Next up, Studio Shaft's anime adaptation of Shunji Iwai's Fireworks has grossed 170 million yen in one day and is set to release in 110 countries. Dude, I didn't even know that there were that many countries in the sky. Like, that's crazy.
Shut the fuck up. I've never heard of this.
So check it out. He had originally made this Shunji Iwai.
Okay.
Or Iwai. He made Fireworks as it was a live action movie. It was like 49 minutes long. It was really rushed in parts, so like the story was a little bit confusing. But Studio Shaft, we like them. They've done the Monogatari series that people love for its visual effects, and people or I guess not visual effects is the right word, but just like they have different shots that are really
like the cinematography behind it.
Yeah, the cinematography is like crazy for an anime. So. Yeah. Super excited about that aspect. And Shaft also did Madoka, so they have that dark, twisted kind of storyline thing. And they've really earned their place in the anime world. So them being able to take this movie and make an adaptation that should be true to it and extend it by an extra 40 minutes.
Oh, so it's a movie.
Yeah, okay. It's going to be a movie. It's 90 minutes long, and it's going to be like a really different thing, I think. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Dope, we should watch that. I feel like we should probably watch the original and then watch this new one too.
Yeah, I'm 100% down for that. Let's check out Fireworks. It's going to be dope.
Yeah.
Next up, a trailer was released for I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. The movie about a girl with terminal cancer. God, that fucking title. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas.
You know what? It was, with that name, I feel like it might be like a lighthearted.
Did you see the trailer for it? It was like a really small trailer. It's going to be dramatic.
Oh, is it with the... Why the fuck would you name it that?
I love the name. It's hilarious.
It's the worst name ever.
As soon as I read it, I sent it over to my buddy Tom because in all of these games, like we would play Zelda and we would play RPGs and all this shit. We would name our characters like liver and like tonsils, and it's like I want to eat your pancreas. Like, fuck, this is our show, babe.
It's a horrible name for
fucking up, dude.
Oh man, I can't get behind that.
So yeah, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas does have source material for that too. So I don't know what exactly there is that I want to watch, but I guess it was a live action show.
Okay,
so
cool.
Ding, live action garbage. Here we go.
It might be amazing. We don't know.
Yeah, I know, but we always call it garbage no matter what, right?
Yeah, very true.
Anyways. Because
animation's the best thing in the world.
The best thing. There we go.
Fuck the real world. I want to see fake trees.
I just want to like chill in a fake starlit sky, you know?
I just want to look at fake trees that fucking Makoto Shinkai has drawn, and I fucking want to fucking eat food that Hayao Miyazaki has drawn. Mm-hmm. Did I do it right?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Nailed it.
Next up, Netflix's Death Note releases the 25th, which is Friday. So, dude, I think that we just found our next topic.
Yeah, next week's episode.
Homework.
Yeah, we're doing homework.
Yeah, we're doing homework. Fuck that. So,
probably
Death Note probably sucks. Nobody's gonna like it.
What if you give me Death Note for homework and I give you Death Note for homework?
Maybe.
We'll think about it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm Death Note.
The movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be good then. Yeah,
that would work out. Honestly, I'm looking really forward to this.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's going to be interesting. I'm super excited about Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
He's going to nail it. I'm not even like doubting whatever's going to happen with Rook. But I don't know.
Okay, so check it out.
The characters.
So can we speculate a little bit about this?
Yeah, let's do a little bit of Sneaky Boys.
So what I'm guessing, I have a feeling that I'm really going to enjoy this.
Okay.
Because of Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
I also really like the actor they got for L. He's a black guy. He's from Atlanta.
Yeah.
And like the show Atlanta.
Yes.
I think he's great.
Wait, who is he in Atlanta?
He's he's not Donald Glover, and he's not the rapper. He's the rapper's friend.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's him.
Because like I've been seeing him pop up in a lot of places. He's fucking good.
Yeah,
dude.
He was in that. He was in Get Out. You know,
he wasn't Get Out.
Yeah, he's I think he's a really good actor. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I don't hate Nate Wolf. I just don't really care for him.
Yeah, whatever.
But I have so much faith in Netflix because there's no way it's going to be as bad as the fucking Ghost in the Shell.
Dude, they're just going to take a chip and they're going to eat it, and it's going to be great.
So I have a feeling I'm really going to enjoy this. That's what I'm speculating. What about you?
Yeah, I'm actually very excited about this. I have no idea what they're going to do specifically because, Netflix has made a lot of more interesting kind of like video effect, like special effect type things, and this is pretty heavy on that, considering Ryuk and everything. And it's got a more difficult story than a lot of shows. Yeah. But they've also made things like Jessica Jones and Daredevil, which have also similar things where like
you got this huge source material, you got to condense it down into
exactly. So I'm expecting it to be good.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
But I'm expecting it to be good overall, like a good watch. So
cool.
Pretty excited about
this.
So
yeah, we'll definitely review that next week.
Dude, let's review that.
Okay, so next up, so you and I had to come up with a topic for this week. And how about you just explain it?
All right, so check it out. I'm calling this our personal highly anticipated anime.
Okay.
Which means these are shows that we were looking forward to.
Okay.
Not necessarily like now we're looking forward to watching them.
Yeah, we watched them. Like we've seen them.
But like, it could be like way back in 1992.
Yeah.
Or it could be, in the future in 2018,
Yeah, so it's like shows that either there's a lot of hype behind it, and for some reason or rather, like we didn't get around to reviewing it just yet. These are also shows I'm also considering. These are shows that I've heard other people talk about for the longest time, and haven't got around to, and I really want to. And people keep telling me, "Oh, it's amazing, and so like, I checking them out and want to see, and finally like see if they lived up to the hype or not.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. If these shows have lived up to the hype, so we'll have shows that we've already talked about, but we're going to talk about them in different ways as well,
for sure.
So.
And there's like there's obviously shows that these are shows I haven't seen that we can talk into more depth about.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, let's go right off the top. So very first one, Lupin the Third by Telecom Animation Film. They did Orange and All Out. I liked Orange.
Orange was pretty alright.
All Out wasn't like it was the rugby anime.
Yeah, no, it wasn't for me.
And TMS Entertainment, they did ReLIFE, which I liked, and Sweetest Lightning, which I also liked.
Yeah, good shit going on right here.
So, I have heard about Lupin for a while. Like,
I mean, it's been around since what, like the 70s?
Well, yeah. The thing about Lupin is that there's multiple like iterations of it, and I was looking into how to specifically watch this. Yeah. Some people recommend like you can watch part 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, but the older they are, maybe the animation doesn't hold up as well. And I feel like some of them also are in different lines. Like I'm not sure. I think Lupin Part 2 might be older than Part 3, but its animation is a little better. And there are some that storylines are darker than others. Like there'll be actual nudity and stuff like that. There's also movies and OVAs and stuff. So it's big. But I was also, I feel like, not so big that I couldn't tackle it in a week. Like I was considering maybe watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but that I felt like it was really massive.
That's huge.
And I was like, I don't know where to start. So I decided to start with Lupin the Third Part 4, which is the most recent installment of Lupin. They think there's 26 episodes. And I wanted to watch it in English because I wanted to watch it while I was doing other stuff.
Yeah.
I honestly really like the dub. Funimation has six episodes out that have been dubbed, and they're still coming out every week or every. So even though the 26 episodes are out, I'm slowly going to watch it. I've watched all the dubs that there are, and I've enjoyed it. So Lupin is about he's a thief.
Yeah.
His last name is Lupin the Third. And they don't. I think I'm even pronouncing it wrong. Everybody doesn't call him Lupin; they call him Lupin. It's like Lupin or something like that. They say it funny, and I'm just like, I pronounce it Lupin, kind of like a wolf, but it's not pronounced that way. He's an Italian guy, I think, is what his ethnicity is supposed to be, and he's a master thief, and he's like the great grandson of this really famous thief that no one ever caught.
Yeah,
and he just kind of goes around in every episode and gets into like wacky shenanigans, and he's stealing stuff, and he doesn't kill. From what I've noticed, he doesn't really kill anybody.
Not big on that. Yeah,
no, he has other guys that do kill people. He has a. I don't know if they kill people, but his right hand man is a sharpshooter guy who likes he's really good at guns, and after that he's got this samurai guy who is the master of the quick draw. And then the last member of the Lupin group is this chick who He kind of has like an on and off relationship with Lupin. Like they're dating and then they're not. But she's like a master like spy and manipulator, and she really good at disguising herself and seducing men and stuff. And then there's also the last member of the Lupin group is the inspector from Interpol who's always chasing him and always trying to catch him, and he's not incompetent, he's just not as good as Lupin. Like he's really smart, but he just never really gets there. So I watched, like I said, the first 6 episodes of this, and I remember DJ talking about it. DJ was telling us that his buddy and Anime Expo was dressed up as Lupin. Yeah. And I think that's what really sparked it. I was like, well, fuck it. Now I have to watch it. Like, I really got to check this out. And I really enjoyed this show.
Good.
Like, it looks great in my opinion. It has a different style to it. The backgrounds are really illustrated. It kind of feels like a storybook kind of. Uh-huh. And then the characters have this I don't know, it's really stylized in the way they look. They have really thick outlines with blacks. Yeah. And they're not, I guess, what's the word? All proportionate to each other. Sure. Proportional. Yeah. I'm like saying like Lupin's head is kind of shaped like a peanut, Yeah. And realistically people's heads aren't shaped like that, He's got a buddy that has this really crazy hairdo and hat that hangs on his head that realistically wouldn't hang the way it does, but he still does. Men's hands are really fat and kind of rounded, and women have like really thin, hands and fingernails, and men have like a lot of guys have like hair on their hands. They have like squiggles on their hands. Like, oh, what the fuck is that? Like I was looking at that, like it looks kind of gross. It's supposed to like imply that they're men or whatever. They got hair on their hands, and I really liked the very first episode to start off with Lupin marrying this chick, Rebecca, who's this fucking millionaire mogul, and you're trying to find out like, oh, why is he marrying him? And like all the rest of Lupin's crew is like, is this a heist or something? And it's like, no, I think Lupin's really in love. Like he really loves the chick, and the Interpol guy shows up, and he's just like, no, he's trying to get your money. He's trying to do something. I don't know what, but he's trying to do something. And then later we found out that he was in fact trying to, marry her just so they could, at one point, like, there's this ritual where they bring out a crown, because she's of this, like, royal family of this fucking island or something, and he wants to steal the crown. But the chick, Rebecca, also allowed him to get married because she wanted to also steal the crown for herself, just because she wants to have some sort of thrill in her life.
So that's how we do it.
Yeah, and, like, she's a recurring character, and I really like the show. I want to really continue watching it. I really like the dub. Yeah, it's a great show. I feel like it totally lived up to whatever expectations I had. It definitely met them. And I don't know. Excellent. And I don't know. Like you said, you watched an earlier Lupin, but you watched Ghibli Lupin.
Yeah, I watched the Ghibli Lupin.
And you weren't a fan of it.
No, I wasn't, because I had heard that Lupin's really good, and I should definitely check it out. And then it was a while ago. It was back in like 2005 or 6 or something. And I went to the video store with my friend, and we were like, all right, let's fucking do this. Let's watch some Lupin. Let's figure this out. And it didn't, I don't know, it was just kind of like lackluster. It didn't have a lot going on. And especially since it was made by Ghibli, we were expecting something that's good.
Fucking gorgeous. Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, it was mediocre.
Maybe it was a wrong studio, tackling on.
I think so, because Ghibli has a really good time with their specific kinds of stories and their character designs and world building and all that, and they didn't really get the opportunity to do a lot of that since Lupin's all in the same kind of world, and they already have these fleshed out characters. And
there's some rules that have to be followed or whatever.
Yeah, and I think that limited Ghibli too much, and it didn't let them do as great of a job as I would have liked. Yeah, and that might be something that other people feel differently about.
Some people might have really loved that Ghibli version of it.
Yeah, absolutely. They liked that it's filled with more like family friendly fun. Yeah, but it wasn't for me.
And I feel like this one is more family friendly. But there's also some some harsher things like. There's a guy who's doping, he's a soccer player who's doping. There's obviously guns. There's this guy who. He's in charge of this mob crew, and what he does is he'll shoot people, but he'll shoot them to the point where they can't, like, he'll shoot them and not hit their vital organs just so they can go to the hospital and just kind of be like incapacitated but not dead. Yeah. Super fucked up. We also learned the story about this chick who was saved by this mobster or whatever, and she was like prostituted by her, by her father, and she got out of that life, but she was unfaithful one time to her husband. Like, she cheated on her husband with a rival, guy, because she thought maybe that she could help by like sleeping with him and convince him not to do, to harm her husband, and he never forgave her. And he like took something out of the fireplace, like some sort of metal thing, and like burned her on her arm. It's really fucked up. Great. So like there's some dark themes in this show, but it's still pretty lively. It's a great color palette, and it also has really good music. I feel like
nice.
It's definitely like it reminds me a lot of like Cowboy Bebop kind of feel to it.
Yeah, more of a jazz noir.
Yeah, absolutely jazz noir. It really gives you that like that. Oh, we're about to steal something. They're about to get away with
Dude, I love that. You got that like fat bass line or something going on.
Dude, it's fucking it's dope. And like just real quick on that whole like there being different iterations of it. Yeah, there's some Lupin who's like a Ghibli, more I feel like simplified. There's also like the Lupin that I'm watching. There's Lupin before this. There's this movie of Lupin where it's like about some woman and nudity in it. I don't know if I showed you that clip. There's this clip where it's like it's an OVA of this like samurai guy fighting this big butcher dude, and he's just like carving him up. And I was like, what is this? And it's like an OVA of Lupin.
Oh, wow.
It's like super, like one of the most amazing like animated like fights I've ever seen. Yeah. Super gruesome. Like you could like see the sword go into like his arm and like bone and blood, and it's like it's amazing. And it's Lupin, so there's a little bit of everything for everyone. So you just got to find the right thing.
Yeah. Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. I'm going to finish watching it. I'm going to wait for that dub because I've gotten used to their voices. I know I can go on Crunchyroll and watch all 26 episodes, but I'm cool with just waiting every week for whenever an episode gets simuldub trademarked.
Dude, yeah, for sure.
Cool. Next up. Is that me too? Okay, cool. So next up, One Punch Man.
Yeah.
This is by Madhouse, one of my favorites. They do Death Parade, A Girl Up Through Time, and like Death Note and everything else in between.
Tons of stuff.
So the reason I put this on is because, again, people did hype this up a lot.
Yeah.
Like super. Like it was like, oh my god, have you seen Death? Like, it was like that was like it felt like when kind of like when Attack on Titan came out. Like, have you seen Attack on Titan yet?
Yeah.
Like it was that it had that feel to it, that urgency to you have to watch this, you need to watch this. And I remember not being like the most open to it. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll get to it when I want to get to it. And when I did get to it, like I didn't want to stop. Like I watched all of it. It's the show, and we've talked about it before, but it's an amazing show that kind of makes fun of the superhero genre because there's this hero who is so overpowered that it's like hilarious. It's like sad how overpowered he is, and no one can like match him, but he's a total idiot. Yeah. But he's such a good guy, and there's like a cast of just all these wacky side characters.
A really good job too. They're all super unique and original. Yeah, and just such a fun time. And they don't do it in like a really goofy, cartoony way either. They do it in like everyone's taking their job super serious.
Yeah, no, because whatever world this is, I mean, it's obviously not our world. It's a world where like Japan is a lot bigger, or if they're not even Japan, like the cities they live in are massive. So
I mean, they don't even have like names for the cities anymore. It's just like
alphabetized. Yeah. So it's like so the world's so massive that like these tragedies where like creatures and monsters come and attack, shit happens on a daily, where you need heroes that like they don't take their time to be like, well, my costume has to be perfect. Like, what's your characterization? It's like, oh, I'm Smiley Man. Okay, cool. Go out there and be a superhero. Blah, blah, blah. And there's superheroes who are way better than others. There's superheroes like top ranked, and there's really low ones who just essentially, like Moomin Rider is one of my favorite characters.
Oh, yeah.
And he's the highest ranked C-class hero, which is like the highest ranked shittiest hero. You know? And all he does is kind of like try his best, stops littering, takes a cat out of a fucking tree. And then whenever he does try to step up and like he gets his shit beat out of him, which is pretty great. Sierra actually just watched this, and she was someone who was like adamant, like, oh, it's so stupid, I'm not going to watch it. But as soon as she watched it, she was like, this is so stupid.
Like, I get it,
but it's super fun. That's why I put this on here, because of that feeling where like there was so much hype to this, and I one thing I really hate is hype.
I'm with you 100%.
I'd rather black everything out and be like, I want to make my own opinion, regardless.
Yeah.
So, feel like some of the best, some really good movies have been ruined for me. Like, I remember, I don't know what, was it Superbad? It was like, I remember growing up, it was like, Superbad was one of the comedy, era. Like, it was like the pillar of like, I remember people quoted it and like hyped it up so much. So when I finally got around to seeing it, I was like, you know what? It's like it's fine. That and Pineapple Express, like, I get it. Like, they're stoner comedies.
I don't know. Whenever people talk about, like, movies and quotes and how great they are and stuff, it's like, I don't know. A lot of my favorite movies, I don't remember, like, many lines. I remember overall themes and characters, and it was so much fun.
Like, I've never even seen Bridesmaid. I don't know if you have. But I remember, like, Ryan and his roommates, they would watch Bridesmaids, like, once a day. Like, they've watched it hundreds of times. Like, they would just watch it, like, hey, you want to watch it again? And to the point where, like, I couldn't do that. Like that's too much of a good thing, you know? Yeah. So I felt like I had to avoid One Punch Man. And when I finally got around to it, I was like, you know what? I made a mistake. Like, I should have got on this sooner. But it was convenient. I got to binge it all. And I know there's talks of season 2 coming out. I don't know when, but I'm so stoked for something more.
You know, when it first came out, people were kind of talking about it, and they were just like, this show's great. Everyone should check it out. And we were 3 episodes in, and that's when I watched it. I was like, oh, fuck. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got really excited, got to watch it. It definitely lives up to the hype, I would say. It's a blast. I don't think there's a lot in One Punch Man that you could really ruin for people by saying quotes or like overhyping or anything. Because it's just like, you know what? It's a lot of fun. It knows what it's trying to do, and it's not like a specific. It's not a comedy genre specific for a certain type of person. No. Like, it's not like a stoner comedy.
No,
it's got this.
It's not like a bro comedy either. It's not like a chick comedy. It's more like it's just kind of funny.
Yeah,
for the sake of it being absurd, you know.
Yeah,
and it's super easy to get into. I really fucking like the show, and I really like One in general, because like later on we're talking about the next
up we're talking about his other stuff,
which is fucking amazing. You know what bummed me out though, actually, for the next thing we're talking
What's
about?
Up?
I wanted to read the manga version of it, but it's still in its web form.
Yeah,
and it's really ugly.
It's
really bad to look at. Yeah. So all right, so that was One Punch Man.
Cool. Next up, Mob Psycho 100. It's also made by one who did One Punch Man, of course. And it was made by Studio Bones, who did My Hero Academia, Eureka 7, Bungo Stray Dogs, just some good shit.
Yeah.
So, Mob Psycho 100, it was hyped because, goddamn it, this is made by the same dude who made One Punch Man.
Yeah.
And, I was excited for it, but it looked way different, and it is way different. The whole time that people are hyping it up, I really had no idea why they would hype this up so much. Because the first episode of it, I was like, it's gross looking, and it doesn't have a lot going on, and, I have to watch it every week. If I binged it, I'm sure it would have been, way better. Yeah. But, I'm watching it every week, and it's just I don't know. This is weird. I don't really like the characters. I kind of hate some guys, and it's just gross. And it's just not for me, I don't think. Except I kept watching it, and then I gave up.
Yeah.
I was 2 or 3 weeks behind, and somebody posted a clip, and they're like, "This show is so fucking good." And I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh shit, that looks really, really good and really clean and cool."
Yeah.
And I kept watching it, and as time went on, I started understanding everything about it more. Because it was really difficult at first. Everyone was hyping it up, but it wasn't anybody that I knew in person. It wasn't anybody that could tell me, hey, you specifically, are you going to like it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know that I like good things. You watch it. So it took me a long time to actually get around to watching it. And by that, I mean, it took me 2 weeks to get around to watching it.
Which is a long time in anime world or whatever.
So then finally, once I started it, I'm like, okay, I think I get it. So we get a show that's about a little boy. His name is Mob. He's in, I think he's in high school.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then he has a little brother who is in junior high.
I think he's in middle school. Yeah. Right.
And Mob has psychic powers, and he's training with this guy, Ringen, who he's he's a con artist.
Yeah. He's like an oil, what's it, oil sake, oil, what's the word? And he's a shit person.
Yeah.
He's fucking taking advantage.
Salt of the earth?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to...
No, there's another word. He's just essentially just a grease fucking
ball.
liar. Yeah.
Anyways, so he he's the one that's training Mob. Mob's like doing an internship with him, and he has this like demon business where he casts away like evil spirits for people.
Yeah.
But it's all fake, and he just like, oh man, I'm gonna do this crazy thing, and he gives them a massage, and they're like, oh my god, the demon's gone.
Or he'll like just throw like table salt at shit. Like this is
Yeah, he just doesn't know what he's doing, and then it turns out Mob is actually psychic, and he's just like, oh shit, okay, well you could come and train with me, whatever, and then actually teaches him like life lessons and whatnot in the way that he can as a shitty con artist person. And then they have to go off on these jobs where there are actual demons and like spirits and whatnot that Mob has to take care of, and he like breaks it down with his spiritual energy, and it gets like super freaky animation. So we're getting the show where it's ridiculous in a lot of ways, but then it also takes itself pretty seriously in some other ways. So this is a lot more in your face, like this is clearly a joke and this is just like goofy time, than One Punch Man does, because One Punch Man, like everyone's pretty serious, but it's also like got a lot of humor. And the humor is obvious in that, but it's not so much like it doesn't take you out as much because everyone feels more genuine. Like they are just, it's all funny.
Yeah.
But in Mob Psycho, everyone's pretty serious, so the comedy bits feel like they're particularly like, hey, you're supposed to laugh here.
This is obviously a joke.
Yeah, but it works out a lot, and it's friggin' great. And then later on, they dive into these characters more, and it shows you how much depth each person has, and it builds on them. So you see a character earlier on, and then it turns out, oh, they're actually a main character, or like they go away for a couple episodes and they've changed. Now they're doing this.
They come back with a super stupid wig, and he's like,
it's fucking great. I love that.
Yeah,
and they just had all these little things that kind of came together in such a brilliant way, especially during the second to last episode. I was like, this shit's fucking insane. It was cracking me up. I thought it was the best. It was just such a fun experience, and it didn't treat itself that way at first, but it led itself to be one of the best shows that I've seen.
Yeah, no, I remember the first time I saw any imagery of Mob Psycho was our first anime expo.
Yeah.
There's this big old fucking wall, and it had this Mob Psycho, and it was like it was Mob, it was the guy with the big old hair, and it was the blonde dude, and they're just all standing there, and I was just like, I couldn't tell what.
No,
I had no idea what. I couldn't tell at all what it was about. I couldn't tell the ages of everybody. They all have really similar faces and eyes, and I just remember looking at them like, this reminds me a lot of One Punch Man, especially when Saitama has that really stupid look on his face. But that's like all. And then when we looked into it, we're like, oh, this is a new show, coming out by one, whatever. And I was excited to watch it. And I remember watching the first 2 episodes and then instantly being like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, exactly. I was so hyped for it.
Yeah,
because it's just coming off of One Punch Man, which everybody fucking knew and loved. And at Anime Expo, we went to go see this One Punch Man big old festival thing, and it was so much fun and so crazy. And then we're just like, Mob Psycho 100.
It's going to be amazing.
Yo, this is not One Punch Man 2.
Like,
and it was like, okay.
We're like, what is this? And I remember stopping, honestly, after week 2, and then you continued later, and then because I took a longer break, and then you literally said like, hey man, like you've got to watch this, like it's fucking great. And we're like, okay, I'll watch it or whatever. I remember watching it, couldn't put it down. It was so good.
It's amazing. I don't know why we couldn't get over that hump, but it literally took
me episode 3 or 4. I was like, I get the show now, and just loved everything. And I always did love the intro. I always did love the style of it. It was just something that really was like, I couldn't get into it. And once I finally got into it, I was just like, I just couldn't put it down. And I would love there to be like another season of Mob Psycho.
Yeah.
It's just fucking amazing.
Our buddy Kyle, he doesn't watch any TV on his own, really. He only watches things with friends.
We have to make him watch shit, yeah.
Yeah, we have to make him watch shit. And he was like, I really want to watch Mob Psycho 100, because we talked about it, loving it, and we're like, all right, let's do it. So I sat him down, we watched all of it, fucking loved it. Yeah. It was like his favorite time. He loves the show. It's just a show that you kind of need to force somebody into watching. Yeah. It's kind of difficult.
It's kind of stupid how much of a hard sell it is. You're just literally like, okay, man, it's a guy that did One Punch Man. It's one. It looks a little funky. Give it at least 4 episodes. People are like, okay, all right. It's not an easy sell, honestly, because I did convince a few people I went to school with to watch it, and they honestly loved it. It took me a long time to get Sierra to watch it, and when she finally did, she loved it.
That's just, I haven't met anybody that's watched it, all of it, and hasn't enjoyed it. And not to mention, it's made by Bones, who does the best show of all time right now, My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Is there a more popular show going on right now?
I don't think so.
Maybe One Piece.
It's like the new like that new Naruto, that new fucking One Piece, Bleach. It's like it's that new pillar of like, oh, you want to watch anime? Get into this.
Yeah, and which is crazy for Bones to do that.
And it's at that level where it's just like, I don't want to convince anybody. I don't want to have to try to talk to anybody and try to convince them to watch the first arc of Naruto because the animation's really old. It's it's
just dated. Antiquated.
So like it's just not. But like I would fucking fight tooth and nail to convince you to watch 2 or 3 episodes of My Hero Academia because once you do, it's just like this is what anime is now, and this is what the fucking standard,
and it's fucking great, and they did it.
Yeah. So I totally agree.
Yeah. So Mob Psycho, it's got all these great things behind it. I highly recommend it to people. I thought I was gonna fucking hate it. Yeah. But I didn't.
I agree. No, I just honestly, like, after getting over that hump, it's something weird about it. You fall in love with everything.
I'm happy that I watched it.
Yeah, me too. No, one of the best animes I've ever seen, honestly.
Yeah. Next up, I'm going to talk about Cowboy Bebop, which was also Madhouse. And Cowboy Bebop is a show that I think everybody knows in some way or another. Even if you haven't seen it, you're aware that it exists. Mm-hmm. It's one of those old shows that used to be on Toonami, used to be on like every night, and people could always catch an episode here and there. And it's a show that I managed to avoid somehow when I was younger. I don't know what was happening. But then I got into high school, and all of my friends were just like, yo, man, you gotta check out Cowboy Bebop. Why haven't you seen it yet? You like anime, you like all this shit, you love Fooly Cooly, you love Trigun. Watch Cowboy Bebop. And the whole time they're telling me about it, and I kept being like, I really should. And then I watched Samurai Champloo, and I'm like, God, I fucking need to. Like, all these great anime at the time. Yeah. So finally, I buckled down, and I was like, what's wrong with me? I gotta watch this shit. I'm gonna have a great time. This is gonna be the best.
It kind of feels really bad when someone says, like, have you seen this one? And it feels like it's like, man, I really should have. And you haven't. Yeah. It's like, you ever seen Cowboy? You're that asshole. You're just like, no, I haven't seen it. But then they're the assholes for putting it on you.
Yeah, for like putting that pressure on you.
But yeah, no, but once you watched it,
Once I watched it, I did not enjoy it.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Cowboy Bebop.
And we've talked about this before, I think. So my whole thing with Cowboy Bebop is I went into it expecting something different.
Oh, yeah?
I wasn't expecting it to be the show that it was. Uh-huh. And I think it's a fantastic thing to have on every night, to have on, like, just as a recurring thing. It's like The Simpsons or that 70s show or Friends, where you could watch each episode, some things carry over.
Yeah.
But it's not like Game of Thrones. It's not you have to watch it every week and then you're like, what's going to happen next? It's not like that. It's like, what fun adventure are we having this week? And I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Everyone kind of talked to me like, it's amazing. Like, all these characters are so great. It's got such good stuff. You're going to love it. Mm-hmm. And they were trying to treat it as like it was a story.
Like this amazing tale or whatever.
Yeah. And that's what I went into it expecting.
Yeah.
And I'm the only person that I know that doesn't like Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, probably.
And I think it's because of what I expected.
Dude, that's the worst.
And I can't change that either, because I have this connotation with it where I'm like, this isn't what I want it to be. Because the thing is, the show's great. I'm going to come out and say that. Yeah. The show is fucking great. It looks fantastic. The world is great. All the sci-fi elements are fantastic. They've got amazing characters, great writing. It's a fun time. And the episodes that I actually liked, I loved. Mm-hmm. Because either they were just fun, like one-off episodes, and I was like, this is like one of the most fun things I've seen. And I like one-offs every once in a while. They're good. I prefer like story overall, but I was like, that was a great one-off. And the episodes that I love, though, were the 2-part episodes that had a continuous story that told a really great story. And I was like, see, if the whole show was just a really great story, I would love that.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen the Cowboy Bebop movie, which I hear is also fantastic. And I feel like it having this amount of time to tell a story is what I want. Yeah. But I haven't watched it because I don't like the show. And I didn't know I didn't like it either because I was young and I wasn't being as analytical as I might have been for other things. I was just like not having a good time.
Yeah, and this is not what I expected. Yeah, absolutely.
Because going into a lot of shows blind, I'll enjoy it for what it is. But this being like, you're going to fucking love it.
It's the most amazing thing.
Yeah.
It's the most amazing thing in the world to hear that, because it's like, oh man, because now I'm waiting for the most amazing thing in the world, and anything less than that really hurts you.
Yeah, that's what I was really expecting. And to me, the most amazing thing in the world is a fantastic story. That's one of the things that drew me so much to anime, is like, I would watch Trigun and I was like, holy shit, this fucking story is great. And then I go back to American television at the time, and I'm like, there's nothing with the story.
Yeah,
there's nothing that I'm watching with the story.
You're watching Ed and Eddie, you're like, cool, they got the Jawbreakers this episode. Next episode, they're gonna try to do the same thing, you know?
Or even live action shows at the time, like I was saying, like Friends and that 70s show, or like really big shows, probably some of the most popular shows, and they didn't have an ongoing story at all. And like,
it was more just like, this is the shenanigans that we get into this week. And some things do like translate over, like, you know, oh, this person's pregnant, they'll continue to be pregnant for the next but it's not like there are very few, like, and it's true, but in Friends, there are very few 2-part episodes where just like, this is part 1 and part 2, let's finish this arc. It's more like, it's more like, hey, cool, and like, we don't know if a day has passed, if a week has passed, we lost seeing them, so I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I like Cowboy Bebop a lot, and you know what, seeing how you feel about, you know, this, you might not like Lupin, because honestly, Lupin give me that Cowboy Bebop vibes to it.
But that's, you know, I go into Lupin, and I'm not expecting a story.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting anything.
Oh, really? Yeah. I guess you just kind of it was kind of ruined for you, and that sucks. That is when things get hyped up to the point where it's like you can't appreciate something that's supposed to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty bummed about it, honestly.
Yeah.
Because Cowboy Bebop, it was fantastic. They just did a great job with everything. The music is some of the best music in anime. I downloaded the soundtrack right afterwards, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, Green Birds, bring me that shit." Yeah. And I was like, "The seatbelts are dope. What's happening?" But then, I just couldn't get into it. And every once in a while, I'll be like, no, this episode's great. I'm going to show it to my friends. They're going to have a lot of fun with it. Because it's wild and it's wacky and it's so much fun. But then, I just...
No, fuck your friends, dog. They fucking ruined it.
I'm still bummed about it. But I honestly can't tell people, like, you're going to like this show because I don't know how to tell if somebody's going to like it. It's a good show. But I didn't like it, and it's fucked up, man. Yeah,
it's okay, man. You don't have to cry. Don't cry.
I'm not crying.
Don't cry. Okay.
I'm trying to.
Okay, we're going to move on. So
let's do that. So, we both realized, oh shit, we haven't watched Little Witch Academia.
Well, that's not what happened, though. What happened was, we watched an episode of Little Witch Academia.
We did.
And we're like, we don't... It was more like us just kind of silently being like... we don't like, you know...
Yeah, it's like, this isn't doing it for us.
This feels weird, you know?
Because we had watched the movies, the, like, 30-minute movie and the 60-minute movie.
And you love them. Like,
they were fucking great. Yeah. I watched them, and I was like, that was fucking awesome. Like, why aren't more things like this?
You're like, this deserves a show. This deserves a show. And guess what? It got a show.
I was so fucking ready.
And then we had to wait because fucking Netflix is like, no. We get the rights, and we're going to Netflix the shit out of this at the very end of the season.
Right.
Which fucking...
irked me, really, really upset me. And I think that added to it, too. Where I was like, fuck yeah, it's finally out. I finally get to watch it. And then it's its own story, you know, and they really changed how everything worked.
Yeah, so like we didn't get around to seeing this like till we were at Anime Expo.
Yeah,
and we watched the Trigger panel, and they're talking about like. This was the worst part. Like, we're at the Trigger panel, and a great time at the Trigger panel, by the way.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
But we're at the Trigger panel, and, like, they keep yelling, like, do you want more Little Witch Academia? And people were just like, yeah. And I was like...
They're freaking out.
And I'm just like, I don't know if I want anymore.
I like, hell yeah, I want to be this excited. I want to be like you guys.
Yeah, and then they're just like, oh my... They're like, well, you know, what they said was like, who here has seen all of Little Witch Academia? But like, raising hands like, I haven't seen a single episode. Like,
and we're
not
like,
one.
What the fuck? They're like, who watched all of it on Netflix? And people are raising their hands. Like, meanwhile, I didn't know at the time because we hadn't been on Netflix because we had been busy doing our other shit.
Yeah.
They didn't release all of it on Netflix, those fuckers.
They released like 13 episodes of it or whatever.
Yeah.
So anyways, it was an amalgamation of stuff to the point where you and I sat down. I don't know, I think maybe Sierra was there with us or maybe Leander or whatever, but we were there.
It was definitely Sierra. I don't remember if Leander was.
I remember we were sitting there like, oh, let's watch this. I remember watching it and just kind of feeling like kind of empty. And at the very end being like, looking at you and being like, I don't know if that's... You know what I expected, you know?
No, and then they changed a lot. They made it so the characters didn't interact in a fun way because previously we got, you know, a little bit of background. They're like, check it out, main character, she likes this thing, and that's why she's a witch. Boom! And it's like, all right, cool, I'm down with that. This is dope. And it's like, all right, they're all roommates, they're all friends. We don't have to go through that. They're becoming friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we had to go through them becoming friends. It was like, this shit.
Like when you're watching the movie, you instantly knew where everybody laid. Like people stand in this, and like they don't like that person. They're close here. But watching the anime, it was like, oh, they're meeting each other for the first time. Or it's like, oh, this is gonna be a fucking task, you know. So I remember we just
didn't watch it.
We didn't watch it, and then we got the news. Oh yeah, the second half of it's gonna be put on Netflix. We're like, we should probably really watch this.
Yeah, and then we still didn't.
Still didn't watch it,
but then I don't know what it was, but we were just like, oh yeah, this, and then we were both watching it because it was kind of for this week's episode a little bit more like
we should watch
it. Yeah, so we'd originally started watching it in English. I watched the first two movies in Japanese, but we watched the first episode in English, and I was like, I'm going to continue it this way. So I kept watching in English, and I finished unpacking finally, and now I just need to throw away all my boxes, and I'm just taking too much time. It's bullshit. Anyways, I got through a couple more episodes, and I wasn't having that great of a time. It was all right, but I wasn't like, yeah, fuck yeah, Little Witch, I love this. Yeah, it's fucking great. Because it's made by studio. Witches. Yeah, it's made by
Trigger.
That's true. It's made by Trigger, who did Kill la Kill, and they did Space Patrol Luluko and Kisniver. They've done a lot of good shit. They previously used to be with Gynax, and they did Login, and they're good. I like Trigger.
They make good stuff.
I like witches, and this is going on, and I'm gonna have a good time. But I wasn't having that great of a time until I hit a certain episode where essentially the plot of the show is these girls go to a witch school, and they're learning how to be witches. The main character is a bad witch. She does not know how to be a witch. She's never been a part of that witch life. Other girls in the school have like specific things they're good at.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what she's good at, so she's trying to figure out.
It's like applying to a dance academy and not being a good dancer. But you're being like, no, I saw this one chick dance this one time, and I can be that dancer. And those people are like, I come from a prestigious dancing family, or like, my family has a dancing studio or whatever. But she's just like, I think I can do this. It's just like, bitch, you could try.
It's like we're watching Harry Potter and we're following Neville Longbottom.
Yeah, it's like Harry Potter. It's like Harry Potter, but she's not good.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. So then we finally get to an episode where they're learning how to fly on brooms, and they're going to have a broom race. And that was the episode that sold it for me, because we got some really fucking good animation. We got some great character interactions. Yeah. We just had a lot more going on, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I like this. Yeah. And, we got to see a lot more cool stuff happening. After that was kind of the turning point for me. I was like, yo, man, check out this show. This episode's going to be fucking great.
You said episode 3, that's like, they got you.
3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. And I was like, I remember watching, that's the episode where Chum-Li shows up, and it's like, you know what? It did. Like, Chum-Li was there. We saw more of the girls who, like, you saw in the movies, the chick that eats a lot, the little tech chick, the redheaded girl, or the orange-haired girl that's super rebellious, we got to see them. We got to see this other character who, like, she's kind of like this, like, I think she's like African American or something like that. She's like darker skin and like dark hair. She's like has a microphone, and she's like the announcer. Yeah. Like, this is super fun. It's like...
Which also, I feel like that was a nod to Harry Potter. Like, a lot of these things kind of...
No, yeah. Something I noticed about the show was there are... Trigger, obviously likes Western everything. Western culture. There's a lot of stuff that's here. It's like Western culture. Like, we got Chum-Li in there, which is huge. We got an episode where, like, what's the girl's name? The main character girl. Akko pulls a prank on these 2 other girls, and she draws on their faces, and she draws the makeup from Kiss. Like, there's like the from Kiss, like there's the fucking essentially the Twilight ripoff episode, which is pretty great too. Was it Moonlight or whatever? Yeah.
Which they, it was a combination of like Twilight and Doctor Who kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. So they do all these things, all these nods to this Western stuff, where it almost felt like this could actually be like a Western show. Like
it feels like a cartoon,
absolutely,
more than anything. And I've been having a good time with it. I'm going to finish this for sure. It's really easy to watch.
Yeah. Are you watching it in Japanese?
No, like I said, I'm watching it in English still. And I've gotten used to the voices, but some of them are not my favorite. Just
you don't like Susie.
I'm fine with Susie now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. At first I was like, she doesn't sound like how she's supposed to sound. But then some of the voices I just don't think are very fitting for the characters in certain ways. I don't know. I just feel like a little bit off. Like the the broom instructor, whatever her name is. Like, she sounds like a little bit more like masculine. Like, you guys have to ride on your brooms. But then, like, next up they have like the angsty girl, and she's like, I'm gonna steal a broom. And it's like, you guys pretty much sound the same, though. Same person, like, you have the same kind of attitude a little bit. And
so, there are things I like about the show. There's things I don't like about the show.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that we're learning where actually, which is kind of like what time period we're in, because there's technology and stuff. Essentially,
it's pretty modern.
Yeah, it's modern. Like they keep talking about like the magic joining the new era of magic where it's used to like interact with technology and stuff. And there's stocks and there's robots and like. Stuff I didn't think I don't know if I didn't gather from the first movies. I didn't really think there was, like, that kind of stuff. I didn't know what...
Well, it's because witches are in a whole different world. Yeah. Like, it's still in our same world, but they're off in their own community.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, it just wasn't really, we're not really, told that in the first two movies. We're just, like... No. It's just kind of this thing, which school, where it's like, cool, that's all I really need to know. So I do like learning about where in the world we are. Uh-huh. I love that scene in the third episode where she's on the broom and she just flies essentially around the world. Yeah. She sees like a plane go by. I was like, oh, it's just like, I really, really enjoyed that.
It was pretty cool.
Something I don't like is Akko, like the main character.
She's a little bit too stupid for me.
She's like,
it's kind of frustrating.
She's a super dumb... she's really ignorant, try hard,
But I feel like this is kind of the same thing that we get with Steven Universe, where he's just like a dummy, a goofball, and then it turns into like he grows. And I feel like that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Because Studio Trigger has worked with Steven Universe, so that's where I'm particularly drawing this parallel from. And it's a very episodic cartoon.
Yeah.
But we get those episodes where Akko's realizing her potential. Like, she goes, a little bit of spoilers, I guess, but she goes and she's trying to get power so that she could actually participate in these events and like do well in school and all that. So she goes off and she does this little mission with some guy that he's not actually a witch, but there are these important ties between the just regular people and witches. Mm-hmm. And he's along with her, and she's going to this fountain to get power from it. And she finds out that that's where Shining Chariot, her idol, got all of her power from in a certain way. Not all of her power, but that's where she got some power.
Yeah.
So she goes to this, and then she sees the whole story of Shining Chariot not being able to like be powerful enough. And she went and she trained more. She had more potential, and she was able to get her power.
Yeah.
And they're essentially saying like, Akko, if you're not ready for this, go
back practice. And train. Yeah.
Like, you're not working hard enough. And she realizes that.
Yeah.
And then the next episode, we get to see her like trying super hard, and they're like, what's wrong with Akko?
Yeah, she's acting weird. Yeah.
Akko's acting weird because she wants more power.
Yeah. I just think it's like, the thing with the parallel between this Steven Universe.
Yeah.
Steven's like a child essentially. Yeah. So I can kind of forgive the fact that she's
a little bit too old.
She's too old to act the way she's acting. Like, I'm really sick of her being like, I'm going to do this because Shiny Chariot did this. It's like, I fucking get it, bitch. Keep pushing. Like, if you're going to do it, do it. Don't keep saying you're going to do it.
And they even had that episode where Lotte, the whole book thing.
Yeah.
Essentially, what happens is the author of the book she likes, they don't turn out to actually be the same person.
Yeah.
It's passed on to different people, and she gets chosen to be the next person to write the book.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to be that person. I just look up to that person.
Absolutely, yeah. He's like, Akko, you don't, just because you want to be your idol doesn't mean I want to be my idol. Yeah. So, but I'm saying like that, every time she says that, like, that really bugs me.
Yeah.
And I also really hate the fact that because Shining Chariot did something she has to do, like, Shining Chariot won the race. So she wants to win the race. She can't fly a broom at all. It is fun that she like tries to come up with a way to do it.
Yeah.
But and I do give Trigger the credit for like not giving her the win. I like the fact that she lost.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. That's great because like it should.
I also like that they had Susie fucking with other people too. Like there are a lot of things that made it so she was even able to get in second.
Yeah. So great episode. I'm just saying, but like that and like it's just so ignorant for her. Like the episode where they're doing that festival thing. She's training and she gets chosen to be the sacrifice. Yeah. And she's just like, well, I want to win, whatever the prestige is. She's like the witch of the whatever. Like essentially there's like a title for the best witch at the at the festival, and she wanted to win it because Shiny Chariot won, and everybody's just like, are you kidding me? Like, is it Deanna or whatever? Like, Deanna's gonna win it. Like, she's like, she's a shoo-in. She's like so much smarter than us. She has more power than us. The teachers all respect her, and they're like
clearly the best.
She's like, she's obviously gonna win, and they're like, you think like, and it's not even like. I don't think it's mean for them to give her that that reality check. You know,
not at
it's just
all.
like you really think you're gonna win
the other students.
Yeah, and then she just kind of like pouts and just like she's like. No, you need to grow the fuck up.
Just and like, if you actually want to get that good, please try harder. Seek help from other people. Yeah. Don't just like keep butting your head against a wall
and being like, why? Just like, I have the shiny rod. Isn't that enough? Like, no, it's not enough. Work hard. I do give her props for the fact that she did work super hard, and when she did do the performances, like it was really poorly done. Like her magic was not like beautiful at any points, but it wasn't. It served its purpose. It was supposed to be funny, and it was. And like she did her best, and everybody's like, oh my god, I'm having a great time. Look how absurd this is. So yeah, I just don't like that the way she is because of her age. Like if they would have younged her up a little bit, I'd been more accepting of it. I'd been like, yeah, children are a little more ignorant. Children are a little more impatient. But she's a teenager. She's in high school. So she's like, come on, act. I mean, that's 13, 14. Like, come on, grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
But besides her, like, I really like a lot of the other side characters. Like, I really like Susie.
Susie's great.
I like the Sprainy girl, the one who talks spirits. What's her name?
Lotte?
Yeah, Lotte's dope. I like all the side chicks. The girl that eats, the robot chick, the feisty chick's fun. I don't like Deanna. I don't know why I don't like her.
She's a little bit bitchy.
Yeah.
And that bitchiness makes me like not like her as much. Because if she was just like, you know what? I am really good and I'm confident that I'm really good.
Yeah.
And you need to work harder. But instead she's like, what are you doing here? You suck. Like, why are you even a witch? That's kind of irritating to me.
Yeah, it's just that she does. I don't like the fact that she's so perfect. She's like to the point where like she was able to like resolve like an issue with this dragon because she can read the language. And it's like it's to the point where like she's better than teachers there. It's just like how are these teachers so incompetent that, you know, a student that's like 14, 13,
I agree.
14,
she should still be learning.
She should be learning. And it feels like she's not. It feels like it's just like, I'm just kind of here going through the, you know, the things. And we only know this because the information was given to us at Anime Expo. The fact that like, I mean, maybe it's in the second half of the season we haven't seen yet, but that, you know, she comes from this family and the reason why she's there is because like her family has, you know, lost some favor and they need a new elder. That's her, right? That's the, you know, and she's the one that's there to study to become that elder. It doesn't feel like she's studying to become the elder. It feels like,
I mean, maybe she's doing that on her own time.
Yeah.
But we don't get to see that, and you know, it's
like she takes it upon herself to heal that tree. I'm just like, you're a student here. Like, don't you think like the teachers here can handle some of this stuff? It does. You know, it gives me a lot of the Harry Potter vibes, where like the kids for some reason feel like it's their job to do everything. Where it's like, dude, just go talk to Dumbledore, dog. Like,
right? Just like, you know, he's like a super.
He's like powerful. He's like the greatest wizard of all times, homie. But that being said, I still really enjoy the show. I really like all the beautiful effects and stuff. Like, what's it like? The intro and outro are fun.
Yeah. I have a really good time with the show overall. Yeah. It's not the best show yet. I haven't finished it, of course. I'm like halfway through it. I want to watch more, and I'm having a great time with it.
You know what? I was actually looking at our backlog earlier, and like scrolling through stuff on my phone, and I remember like I went through something that said AOTY. I was like 2016. I was like, what the fuck is this episode? Like, that's what the title of it was. I was like, AOTY 2016. I was like, oh, Anime of the Year.
Anime of the Year.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that makes sense. I was like, oh, so it's pretty soon we're going to have to come up with the Anime of the Year. Year's almost over, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, kind of. It's like a little bit more than halfway through the year.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're seeing there's a lot of good contenders this year. You know, I feel like,
Bye Bye Man.
No, Bye Bye Man is disqualified.
What? No, we already called it.
No, I looked it up.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
Oh, fuck.
And it's not made in Japan.
Shit.
It's not anime.
That's not, But
No.
Oh my god.
I know.
I guess we gotta quit the podcast. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
What anime is anymore? No, I looked it up.
I've just been watching legitimate movies.
The logistics of it and all, it's not an anime.
Gosh. Dang it.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. But there's a lot of good stuff this year that could be Anime of the Year.
Yeah. I could have just kept for like an hour. I could just fill up time.
I really hope you wouldn't.
Anyways, if you want to listen to that, just leave it a comment and say like, yeah, I want an hour of Chris being upset about nothing.
Go watch his Twitch. He's going to play games and just complain about something.
Oh, heck. Yeah, darn it.
I guess last thoughts of my Little Witch. It's good. It's not perfect.
Yeah,
it's easy to watch though. So I'm gonna finish it. I'm
definitely gonna do that.
I'm at I think 13, 14-ish area. A new teacher got introduced, and she's kind of a techno teacher. Like she's bringing like
second arc. You know, we get some techno.
Yeah, she's bringing
technology.
She's bringing technology into the fold of it, and it looks like she has some beef with
Ursula,
yeah.
Fuck, man. And Ursula, I think she's great.
Dude,
I love her character design.
So fun. Oof.
She's just fun. I like her.
Dude,
she's a sweet lady.
She's totally shiny chariot, though, right?
Spoilers.
I mean, I don't know. Because
listen, none of us know, but all I know is that her hair changed from red to blue, and that's shiny chariot shit right there. You would not see Deanna doing that.
No, I really do like her. I feel like I'm really curious to see what her deal is, because like why she is gone. You know, that they do build that lore, like why she's gone, and so I'm interested to see. But like, it's not like specifically said yet she is, but you know. I think she is.
She is.
Yeah. I mean, the show's been out long enough. But yeah, she totally is.
Yeah, she's pretty much out, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So, is that the show?
That's all I've got.
Cool. That's all I got,
don't have any other anime that I watched that I really, wanted to watch that I have opinions about.
This kind of has something to do with anime.
Hey.
The Lupin outro.
Yeah.
Has the, what's it called? Princess Luca outro. You know, like, it's like the...
Yeah, it's like a cutout thing.
So it's a cutout, but it's not as cut out, but it is a drawing and then like actual things in the background. I also started watching OKKO.
That's a cartoon that's on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, it came out of the what's it called? The pilot was called Lakewood Plaza Turbo, which was kind of like the super hyperactive like video game mashup thing. It's done by the guy that works on what's this fucking called? He's worked on Steven Universe. He's worked on Bravest Warriors. It's the guy that was with Rebecca Sugar. Remember that we saw?
Oh shit! That guy.
They're dating. They're together.
That makes sense. That's great.
Yeah. So it's his show. And the outro to it also legit. It's the cutouts, and I fucking love the outros of it. So it's every outro is like whoever was the main character in that episode is, they're drawing them cut out in like this actual scenic background.
Dude, hell yeah,
so dope.
Also, side note, something I was very hyped about that I was disappointed by. Being Puppy Cat the show, not the first short that we got. I fucking
amazing.
Love Being Puppy Cat. Not a big fan of the show, honestly, and it's kind of a bummer. Like I backed them. I'm still waiting for them to send me some garbage, but like yeah.
Have you seen Chainsaw Richard?
No.
That one's good.
All right.
It's a guy that does the Are You Afraid comic books, where he does like the ghost or whatever, like the dead ghost. He does like these funny like web comics, and he's got a it's the same guy that did Being Puppy Cat. I think it's Frederick.
Yeah.
And they do Chainsaw Richard's fucking great.
Nice. I'll have to check it out.
I'll send you a link to it. But yeah, so that's the show. Next week we're going to be doing Death Note.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I know it's our homework week, but fuck it. I mean, we should watch this. We should review it.
You know, we already have school coming up. We don't need no homework. Fuck homework, yo.
You going back to school?
Nah, man, but I mean, like, we as, like, a community of people, like,
yes.
You know, we're trying to make the students have a good life and whatnot and prosper and replace us, and we're all becoming machines anyways, so, like, fuck.
Do you just like talk? Do you shut up? Shut up. Okay, so that's the show. Hey, if you like our logo, hit up Erin from TurboTops.com. She's a great artist, a sweet person to work with. If you like our music, hit up Tom Nasser on SoundCloud or YouTube. He's all right to work with. He's kind of a jerk. I love him to death. It's Nasser, NASR. Trip, where can people find us?
You told me to shut up, so I don't know if I should even say it.
You're talking anyways. You already broke what I said to go.
Oh, good call. You can find us on Facebook. Look up the Instagram Podcast. Same goes for Instagram. Look up the Instagram Podcast. You want to shoot us a tweet? Send it to @InstantRamenPod.
Podcast 10/5.
And then send us an email, instantRamenPodcast@gmail.com.
We did get a message earlier from somebody, right, saying that they'd like us to do, our favorite intros?
Yo, yeah, shout out to Bailey. We already did an episode in the past about our favorite intros to anime and our favorite outros, but hey, dude, it's been like a year.
I feel like what we could do is we could do either another one, like we can do like, part 2, or we can pick like what our favorites from this year were. Like the episodes that came out this year, show that came out this year.
Yeah, and we could kind of do that around Anime of the Year.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like we'll have that. Let's do anime of the year, and we'll also do like our favorite.
We'll do like favorite intros, favorite outros, and then anime of the year.
Yeah,
because
why not?
We can have the favorite intros and outros before the anime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we haven't finished. Like potentially, we haven't finished watching all the shows. For the anime of the year, but we still have seen all the intros and outros.
Yeah, so cool. Well, let's plan on doing that. So Bailey, hang on tight. We'll get around to it.
Dude, shout-outs.
Anyway, this is bye from Juan.
I'll see you around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
#, just add hot water.
Oh, damn. Change the
Dude, we're trending. Oh my god, we're trending right now. We're trending.
I don't think that's how it works.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't think that's...
Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, dang.
Oh, no.
Oh, gosh. No.
You're fucking ridiculous.
Thanks.